Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another Drops episode, and this is going to be the second to last Drops episode of the season because we are in our second to last week, or last week if you want to call it that. We're in part 1 of week 26. So if you guys are still playing, you are in your fantasy finals or the bronze medal if that's a thing for you guys. So definitely an important week, and you want to be sure to be making the right drops this week in order to ensure your victory. Before we jump into it, guys, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the forwards that you should consider dropping from your team. And first on the list is Carter Verhaeghe at 90% rostered. And it sucks to say this, but Verhaeghe is not going to be back this week, unfortunately. Should be back for the actual NHL playoffs, but I doubt they're going to put him in early and risk, aggravating his injury more. They're going to rest this guy until the playoffs start because he is an important member of their team. So definitely an easy drop there. Jeff Skinner of the Buffalo Sabres, his deployment is not very good, playing on the third line for the most part, not top power play, and has been very, very bad. So he's a very easy drop. Dylan Cousin is playing on a decent line with Jack Quinn and Zach Benson, but Zach Benson just took his spot on the top power play in Buffalo, so Cousins really doesn't have that much value right now, and he's really not producing, so he's an easy drop in your fantasy finals here. Then I have Pavel Zacha and Jake DeBrusk of the Boston Bruins. Now, Pavel Zacha is playing really well right now, but if you guys watched my waiver wire video, Boston does not have a good schedule this week. They play only Tuesday and Saturday, which are the two busiest nights of the week. So if you can fit Zacha and DeBrusk on Tuesday, you can consider holding them for that day, but after that, I would drop them for a player that plays more games. You definitely want to be getting those games this week, especially if your league is only for the first half of the week. That's definitely someone you need to be doing, is dropping most of your Boston Bruins after Tuesday because they're pretty much dead weight and you probably won't even fit them on Saturday. So definitely something you want to be looking into. If you are playing part 2 of the week, you could consider holding your Bruins, but not DeBrusk because DeBrusk has not been playing very well. Zacha, you can consider it, but there's probably some better options for you. Jumping into defensemen, and as you guys probably saw in my thumbnail, Erik Karlsson is the first guy I have on this list. And no, he's not a must drop by any means, and if you're in a super deep league, I would heavily suggest against dropping Erik Karlsson because you just gotta cross your fingers and hope that he plays well. At the very least, in all leagues, I would suggest holding him for at least a Monday off night. If he still hasn't turned things around by then, it might be worth cutting him from your team since they do play on 2 busy nights after that. You might be able to add someone if you're in a shallow league with a little bit more upside, maybe a forward or a goalie, even if it's not a defenseman. Overall, though, Karlsson is definitely not a must drop. If I had him personally, I'd probably hold on to him and just cross my fingers that he decides to actually play this week, especially with Pittsburgh pushing hard for a playoff spot. Might be the week that Karlsson decides to actually, start turning it on. So we'll see, but I'm not super optimistic about him. And if there is somebody out there that you're liking a lot and you're like, the only guy I can drop is Karlsson, I would go for it. Gustav Forsling of the Florida Panthers, 74% rostered, has really decided to do nothing lately and therefore is a drop. And Florida doesn't have the best schedule this week anyway, so I don't hate dropping him. Jake Sanderson of the Ottawa Senators is not a must drop by any means. He is getting some power play time, but if there's somebody out there that you like better, I would absolutely go for it over Jake Sanderson since he plays only on the busy nights anyway. And then Brock Faber of the Minnesota Wild hasn't done a whole lot of anything as of late. The points have faded and so have the peripherals, and he's not even getting top power play time anymore. So there's really not that many reasons to hold on to him at this point. And finally, Cam Fowler, while he is getting some power play time, if he doesn't put up a point for you, he's an absolute bust. His peripherals are very, very bad. So he's not someone that I love having on my team right now, and I'd probably look to swap him out for someone who could provide a little bit more value for you. Even if it's not a defenseman, if it's a forward, I'd probably look to swap him out. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you enjoyed my content today, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.